Hello guys, welcome back. So today we are gonna do rules for reduction of block diagrams. Now before that you must know three things. Those three things are, first one is the block diagram. Now what is a block diagram? Now we have seen in the previous lecture how a block diagram is drawn. Now the block diagram is, here's the input, here will be the gain or the transfer function, and here will be the output. So this is a simple block diagram. Now what you have to do is, the second thing that we must know is a summing point. Now what is a summing point? Now this is a summing point where two or more signals meet. Where two or more signals meet, that point is called as a summing point. And the third thing that you must know is a takeoff point. Now let's take this as a gain, a block G, and from here, from this point, if from this point there's a feedback gain, and the feedback gain is denoted by H. If there's a feedback gain, and if from this point it is originating, then this point will be called as takeoff point. So the takeoff point is a point from where the feedback loop originates. These are the three important things: the block diagram, the summing point, and the takeoff point. This is the summing point where two or more signals meet, and this is the take off point, you can say, from where the feedback path originates. Now let's see the rules. So the first rule is series reduction. The first rule is the series reduction. Now what is the series reduction and how are the blocks connected in series? Now suppose there's a block G1, and if there's another block G2, and if nothing's connected between them, no takeoff point, no summing point, that means these two blocks are connected in series. So what we can do with the blocks connected in series, we can multiply these two blocks and convert it into one single block. You can write these two blocks as G1, G2. Here's the output. See, these two blocks have been converted to one block. This is the series reduction rule. Now the second rule is the parallel reduction. Now what are the blocks connected in parallel, how to identify them? Now let's take a block G1, let's take another block G2, both of them are going in the same direction, and let's take another block G3. All these are originating from a single input, let's say RS, and if these three blocks are meeting at a summing point, these three blocks are meeting at a summing point, and the signs are as follows: plus, plus, negative, then we can denote this thing, or we can reduce these blocks connected in parallel who are moving in the same path and who are meeting at a summing point. We can reduce these blocks as S, and here G1 positive, G2 positive, you can add them basically if they are connected in parallel, and here the negative sign, so minus G3. So these three blocks can be reduced to one block with the help of parallel reduction rule, and here will be the output. So here we have done two rules. The first one was the series reduction, and then the second one was parallel reduction. Now the third one says, what's the third rule? The third rule says eliminate feedback loop. Now how can you eliminate the feedback loop? If suppose you have let's take a summing point, and here a block with G1, here will be the output, and here from the takeoff point here will be a feedback block H, and from here the sign is positive, and if the sign of this feedback block is positive, then you can reduce this whole thing. This whole thing can be written as G1 the gain of this block 1, and here the sign is positive, so here in the denominator you will write as negative G1 H. This whole block has been reduced to one single block. So this is eliminate feedback loop. But if you are given here positive and here a negative sign, and let's take here G2 the output and the feedback block H, and if the sign over here is negative, so you have to write the formula as it will be saved only with a slight difference. Here the sign is negative, so here you will have to write 1 plus the positive sign, the sign opposite to this one, the positive, and G2H. Here also it will be G2 because it's the gain of this block. So this whole block with the feedback loop can be converted to one single block, or it can be reduced to one single block by this method, by the method of eliminating the feedback loop. Here the important thing you have to keep in mind is the sign. The sign when the feedback loop touches the summing point, that sign is important. Accordingly the formula will change. Now let's see the fourth method. The fourth method is shifting summing point before a block. Shifting summing point before a block. Now how can you shift a summing point before a block? Now to shift it, now let's take a block over here with the gain G, a summing point. Here will be the output, here will be the input, and the feedback, let's take it as X is connected. Now we have to shift this summing point before the block. We have to shift it towards the left side of the block G. So how you can do it? You can shift it, but one thing that you have to keep in mind, in the feedback loop or the signal connected to the summing point should be multiplied by 1 by the gain of the block before which you are shifting. So here the block before which we are shifting the summing point is G, so it will be, so the feedback loop will be multiplied by 1 by G, and here will be the gain G and the output. So we have shifted this summing point, and for shifting it you have to multiply the feedback loop by 1 by G. Now how to shift summing point after a block? Now to shift the let me write it in the next sheet. Okay, the fifth one, shifting summing point after a block, and these rules are very important and very helpful while reducing or while doing the sums based on the block diagrams. So now you have to shift it after a block. So let here be a summing point, the block with the gain G, the output CS, the input R of S, a signal connected to the summing point. Now we have to shift it after the block. So we have to shift it after the block. Now to shift it after the block, the one thing that you have to do is you have to multiply the feedback loop or the feedback signal by G, or the gain of the block after which the summing point is shifted. This is an important point. In the previous one we had shifted and we have made it 1 by G. We have multiplied the feedback loop with 1 by G, and now when you are shifting it after a block you have to multiply it by G. Keep this in mind. This is important and many a times students do get confused. Now the sixth point. Now what's the sixth rule? Shifting a takeoff point. Now in this one we are going to shift the takeoff point before a block. Now to shift it, it's the same process. Now in this one, but in the previous one we have shifted the summing point. Now we are going to shift the takeoff point, and the takeoff point I have explained you before during the start of the lecture what the takeoff point means. So let's draw the block G, and this is the takeoff point from where the feedback loop will go back, CS RS. Now I have to shift this takeoff point before the block. So to shift it I can do it by, this is the takeoff point, by multiplying the feedback gain by the gain of the block. So here the gain is G, so I will multiply the feedback loop with G if I want to shift, and here will be this block, the G, and this point has been now shifted here, and the output C of S. This is similar to shifting a summing point after a block, and in takeoff point it's before a block. The rules or the multiplier which we have to add to the feedback loop. And now the seventh one is shifting a takeoff point after a block. So now we are gonna shift the takeoff point after a block, takeoff point, and this will be similar to the summing point which will be shifted before the block. So here shifting a takeoff point after the block, and these four rules, the last four of the summing and the takeoff point, are very important, and it will help you solve many problems related to the block diagram. So now I have to shift it after the block. So here I will draw the summing point. This is my summing point, this is my block G, here will be CS, the input RS. Now I can shift this point after the block. I have to shift this point after the block, and the feedback loop will be multiplied by 1 by G in this case, or 1 by the gain of the block after which we are shifting the summing point. So here the summing point will be shifted this side, but the feedback loop will be multiplied by the gain of the block before which we are shifting it. And this one is similar to the summing point, shifting summing point before the block, and here it is takeoff point after the block. So those two are the similarities, or you can relate them together. So these are the 7 rules which will help you to solve the sums on block diagrams, which we are gonna do in the next lecture. Up till then you will have to revise these rules and practice these rules, and in the next example all your doubts and how to implement these rules will be done. So up till then, bye.